Hey, best friends, how are you? Welcome to my channel. So, here we are. It's early. Not as early as it's been, but it's early. So, I'm jumping in this conversation about spirituality, right? So, you got people saying, I am no longer spiritual. I'm not going to consider myself spiritual. It's becoming religious. Becoming more like religious. Do y'all realize it happens every time? It's going to keep happening. The point is you evolve and you grow, right? If you're doing it right. So I remember when I started, I was woke. That was first. And then it became like a religion. Then it was conscious. And now it's spirituality. And anytime it becomes like a fad, that's when I'm over it. I'm done. Because that's not the point of it. That's not the reason for it, right? And I also saw where the a chick was saying that when I started I was watching Divine Feminine videos, and I was watching this videos of how to cleanse chakras, and I was doing this, and okay, great. The fact that you're no longer there is amazing and perfect, because you're not supposed to stay in one place, in one religion, in one situation. That's the whole point of everything coming together, right? If everything is coming together, then it's all different parts. But don't forget the tools that it took to get you where you are now. And we're not going to downplay it, because those steps, it took a minute. A lot of us were indoctrinated already, right? We were indoctrinated since birth. So it took time to break out of it. A lot of times it was like the 7 steps of grief. And it took time to get away from it, right? And you had to replace it with something. You can't take this foundation away and not replace it with something else. And a lot of us ended up looking inside, but it took being showed how to do so, because not everybody understands how to love themselves. Not everybody understands how to navigate their emotions and understand that they are part of something bigger. You have to be taught that, the same way you were taught not to be that, the same way you were taught to follow follow the herd. You have to be taught, and in a lot of cases I call it retraining your brain. That repetition that it took over however many years you've been born to create this lifestyle that you're in is going to take time to break that cycle. Now, there are some folks out here who have spiritual psychosis. Is where you go overboard with your spirituality. But that's because you're running from something and trying to replace it with something that's going to cause you to look at your shadows. And if you're not interested in that, and you're only going towards spirituality or towards anything, to get a man, to get a woman, so I can get rich, it's gonna backfire. It's gonna backfire. And that's why you have some folk that run back to the church. I still go to church sometimes, because I've learned through my discernments what is what. I enjoy singing. I grew up with these people. I go for what I go for, because I feel like the whole problem with religion is everything was separated. When they separated everything, like the Tower of Babel, and I feel like that's the religions and the different cultures and the different everything. They separated everything, and if you put it all together, then that's when you find out the truth. That's when you find God. the creator, God. And then you have um, that spark inside of you. Once you figure that out, then your whole world changes. The whole world changes for you. But in anything, I don't want you to just rely on anybody else, depend on anybody else. You study for yourself. You study to show yourself approved. You use these things as tools so that you can hear your inner voice, your higher self, your own discernment. But that's a muscle that has to be worked out. It was something else, and I can't remember what other thought was about to come through. Oh, I remember when Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, Professor Griff, Zaza Ali. I was so proud of these folks. I really was. I was like, yeah, we doing it. We find out this information. And then it was like they started pitting against each other to say who's going to be the leader of the conscious community. Who's going to be the leader? And they started putting each other under the bus. And I said, no, y'all did not do that. Up, there we go. That's the end of consciousness for me. And then I went on to the next thing. But we're not supposed to stay in one spot. And I said it then. I said, listen, at the end of the day, there's no one person's word you're supposed to take and say that's law. You're supposed to take the information and do your own study and do your own research. Learn for yourself. You're not supposed to take anybody's word as law. I think a lot of people get caught up in the messenger and not the message when it comes to that. Oh, well, they had this and they passed and they did this and we all got to pass. We all got to pass. And on this channel, one day I will tell y'all some stories. Y'all will find out. Y'all will find out and be like, all of that? Yeah, all of that. So we all have a past. So why judge? We don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. So I'm not getting on here right now judging anybody. I am trying to create awareness to the fact that if you're running from spirituality now, or you're running from this, what are you running to? Where are you going? What are you looking for? All of it at the end of the day should lead you back to you. All of it at the end of the day should lead you back to your inner guidance, your inner spark. These are the things, the tools that help you learn how to navigate yourself. Not sit there and say, oh, I learned this, and now I'm going to be stuck on it. Now you're in a loop, a spiritual loop, watching the same thing over and over and over again. At some point, your soul, you should be getting rest like you should. So you should be getting downloads. You should be getting information that's already inside your DNA. It's a lot of information that's coming out now, and I'm like, whoa. I learned about that in my sleep. I remember when I found that out. I remember and it's stuff that, these things should be confirmation to you. Not new information. Sometimes it is, but for the most part, it should be a confirmation. Confirmation. Oh, I am on the right path. Oh, I am on the right journey. Like me with these cosmos, okay? Because Mercury retrograde be retrograding, and y'all can tell if you pay attention. But even this time, I had no idea that Mercury was in retrograde. No idea. But my body knew. My spirit knew. I'm in tune. If you're in tune, then these things just flow naturally. You don't need to look at your horoscope every day. You don't need to do certain things every day. Now you're looking for external guidance every day. When are you listening to your own inner compass? When are you learning for yourself? right? There are seasons for everything. So there are seasons. That's why they're here as tools to help you get out of certain situations. When you're going through a season of a dark night of the soul or something like that, and you need that motivation to keep you going, do it. But when you clear and you have clarity, you don't need to go and find a tarot reader every day to tell you what's going on in your life. You don't need to go find an oracle reader every day to tell you what's going on in your life. You should know naturally if you're doing the work for real because you're growing and evolving. And if they took all those things away, would you still have a foundation to stand on? If they took all these things away, would you still have a foundation to stand on because you did the inner work to begin with? Because you're not afraid to face your shadows. You're not afraid to look at the perceived negative situations and get to the root of it, or allow it to flow out, allow it to flow through. Everything happens in seasons. So there's a season of flow, there's a season of release, there's a season of receiving. Right? I'm just thoughts, big boy thoughts happening early. I was still laying down with my baby, man, and Spirit said, no, put it out there, put it out there. And as you know, I do as I'm told. My higher self say, it's time to make it happen. I'm going to get up and make it happen. Higher self say, lay down and wait until it's time. You do that. Your spirit say, this spirituality is not for you, or labeling yourself in anything is not for you. That's what it is. Y'all just keep going, keep pushing, keep thriving. And one more thing, I know it's spring. I know it's spring. And we've been waiting for this. It's New Year's. Been waiting. Yay, New Year here. And then you get up and find heavy energy on your chest. Ugh. Wait a minute. It's supposed to be spring. I'm supposed to be getting this stuff. I'm supposed to be walking this new way. Everything's supposed to be flourishing. I need you, especially if you've been doing the work. But what I need you to understand, it's always darkest before the dawn. Don't sit there and say, man, I give up because it don't look like it's happening as soon as spring hit. Oh, I give up because were you doing it because that's who you really are? Or were you doing it because you wanted to reap the benefits that would come with the season change? That's the spirituality difference. Are you doing it because it's really in you, or are you doing it to reap the benefits? Yeah, you may receive some benefits, but at the end of the day, whatever you put out is going to come back. And if it's not real, it's going to be revealed to you and everybody around you. Because when them shadows go hitting and you ain't got no foundation to stand on, it's going to be obvious that you only did it for these coins. You only did it for that relationship. You only did it for this reason. But then that brings me to copying people. I said that in another one. Or fake spirituality. At some point, if you can't fake... Who was that? Shirley Caesar had a song that she did, and she was talking about how they would play church outside, and one day the Holy Spirit hit her, and she wasn't playing no more. It's the same thing with this, with yourself, with your soul. You'll sit there and you'll fake it until you end up healing yourself for real. You end up healing yourself for real. Because truth is going to find its way. Regardless. There's no hiding it. So when you feel your spirit calling you to move in a direction, just go. Just go. And again, if that's away from spirituality, if that's away from anything that limits your connection to the Most High, your connection to your higher self, your connection to the universe, your connection to the earth, if you find something that's limiting anything in any way, saying you only get this much or you can only do this much, it's not for you. That's not for you. Even when it comes down to, oh, you, and I'm not, I don't care, get mad. When it comes down to saying that I have to go through certain specific initiations to find out who's over me or who's doing this, and I got to go through some man to get this information, or no. Well, who indoctrinated you? Spirit, the Holy Spirit, my guides, my ancestors. Who taught you them? There's nothing in them books that's not in my inside already. And again, we'll get confirmations where it's like, oh, okay. I dreamt about that the other day. I heard that the other day. I got this information the other day, the other week, the other year, and now it's finally coming out. And that's confirmation that Spirit has been guiding you in the right direction, in the right path, right? Y'all got this. Stay safe as you navigate these spiritual waters. Okay? Stay safe out here. Protect your energy. Protect your mental space. Don't allow anybody to make you feel like you're less than. Don't allow anybody to make you feel like what you do is wrong. Everything is personal. When you and the Most High sat down before you incarnated and decided what you were going to do, when you came to this planet in this lifetime, it was not a conference call. It was between you and the Most High. So everybody else does not necessarily understand what it is that you're doing, what it is that, where it is that you're going. Just know that I'm proud of you. Keep going. And the fact that you're here, if you're here, I am extra proud of you. Extra. Y'all, oh, the birds out here singing. Yeah. All right. I'm out. I'm going to have me a good day. I'm going to let y'all have a good day. Matter of fact, here we go. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. The sun is shining down on me. The birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day in every single way. The God who made the universe knows me by my name, and that's a good day. Y'all have a good day.